Okay, boys and girls, before we start our projects on the iPads, with your partner, you're going to come up with a list of words that describe our two themes, which are technology and nature. We're going to make something called a Venn diagram. A Venn diagram is when I make two circles that connect with each other and they have a middle part, so they overlap a little bit. In one section, I'm going to come up with a list of words that describe technology, and in the other section of the circle, a list of words that describe nature. So I would like you with your partner to come up with at least 7 words in each of these big spaces for technology and nature. Now the middle part where they overlap is a space where you can describe how technology and nature are related, words that describe both at the same time. So I'm coming up with a list of words that describe technology, so I could think of really specific things like computers or video games, or I could think of more general things like colors that describe nature. Maybe green would describe nature for me. So at least 7 words to come up with. This will help guide us when we're thinking about what pictures to add to our t-shirt designs. So once I've done this, I'm going to put this aside and I'm going to get my iPad with my partner. Now you're going to be taking turns with your iPad today. For the first 10 to 15 minutes, the first person will be the technology user, and the second person will be the person who will sit and give some art advice, and then you will switch. So if I'm the technology user first, I'm going to have the iPad in front of me, my partner is going to be next to me, and I'm going to find the assembly app. So assembly app looks like a little bird right here. It's a very colorful bird, and it says assembly. So if I zoom in here, you can see it's that little colorful bird that says assembly. It should be on the very last page of your iPad. So if you scroll between your iPad or on the first page, mine's on the first page here, you can also put your iPad down like this and you can just search assembly and it should come up like that. So once I'm in the assembly app here, this is the main page. I want to start a new project. So I'm going to click on the plus sign here and it says new project, and I'm going to pull up a little blank page here. This is where I'm designing my t-shirt design. Now there are a ton of tools in the assembly app. There's lots of shapes, colors, lines, lots of art elements that we can use. I'm going to show you a few that you can use, and then I'm going to let you experiment with the rest. So first of all, there's a menu down here that says stickers, shapes, text, and styles. We are not using the stickers. The stickers are a little bit too easy. They're pictures that are already made for you. I don't want you to use the stickers. We are only going to be using the shapes, the text, and the styles. So starting with the shapes here, I can scroll on this menu here and I can see a ton of different shapes that have already been designed for me that I can use to describe technology or nature. If I click this little menu right here, it'll bring up all the shapes that I can see and I can scroll through all of them. Some of your iPads will have a few shapes, but some of you might not have all of these shapes. So what you can do here is go to this circle, square, triangle button right here, and this will bring up a menu where you can get some more shapes to download. So if I really like the maps one and it says unlocked, I can click it. I can just click download. And then I have all these new map type of shapes that I can use in my picture. So explore that little menu right there as well to get some new shapes. Okay, if I'm starting with my design idea, let's start with technology. Let's see here. When I think of technology, I think of robots, I think of machines, I think of things that work together, things that need to be plugged in or they work a certain way. So there's a little menu here that says robots. I really like these pieces of the robot, so I think I'm going to start with a bunch of these. So if I just click on a shape, it'll pop up here. Now how do I move the shape and change the size? I can move this shape to make it bigger. I can make it smaller. If I turn it around like this, it'll turn in a circle and it'll change the direction of the shape. I can also change the color of the shape. So if I go down here to styles, there's a whole bunch of colors I can pick from to change the color of this shape right here. Now if I don't like any of those colors, I can go to the little 3 dots here and I can choose through all of these colors, a million possibilities of colors. So I can pick one that I like and I can click the check mark here. Okay, there's a couple different ways I can add different strokes to it, so some outlines. I can add a shadow to it. So experiment with all of these different types of things that you can add. And then when I like it, I'm going to click off of it. There we go. I can also click back on it and move it around again if I don't like it in that position. Okay. All right, click off of it. I'm gonna try maybe a new shape here. Maybe I will try these robot hands like this. Ooh, I like this one. Okay, so I have to see, how are these shapes gonna connect together? How are they going to relate with each other? Do they connect? Are they in their own space? And how am I gonna build my shapes together to make a whole design all together? So again, I can change the color and the style. Maybe I want it to be blue. And I can keep adding shapes here. Now I can also add some text. Down here it says text. I can click that, and I can click new text object, and this will allow me to write a word like technology. And I can click done here, and I can have a word here. I can change the font, different fonts here. I can change the color if I like as well by going to styles, and I can change the color of the text. I can go back to text here, and I can actually make my text longer, and I can make it taller, and I can make it middle, or I can change where it's positioned. I can turn it around, make it bigger like this. So you can add a word, or you can just keep it pictures. Okay, I'm gonna keep going with my design until I have really filled my space and it really represents my idea of technology. So let's see here. Let's pretend I'm done. I'm not. I want to add a few more shapes to this, but let's pretend I'm done. I'm going to go to the menu up here. There's 3 little lines up here, and this will allow me to save my work. So I'm going to click Save to Library. And I've just saved it, so I can go back and I can look at it, go back to my work, and there's my work right there that I've just saved. Okay? So we will continue to work on this for a couple weeks. So we're going to keep opening our projects back up and working on them and then saving them again. So let's see my 2 examples of technology and nature. So here's my nature example here. I'm going to click on it so I can edit it. So notice how I'm using lots of colors, lots of shapes. Notice how the shapes connect together in a certain way. It's a really interesting design. I've added some text as well. And here is my example of technology. So again, I really like how the colors relate to each other. They all kind of fit with each other and match. I like how my design is balanced. I have elements on all the sides, and it kind of starts in the middle and builds off from there. So think about your design and how does it look good? So think about how the colors, lines, and shapes fit together to make your design complete, okay? So later we will be taking these designs and we will actually be putting them on a little t-shirt picture, so I can show you here how I make a t-shirt. So later I will show you how we take this and we're just gonna put it right here on a t-shirt and we can design our t-shirts. Okay, so let's get started.